Replay is finally here. I'm going to go ahead and unbox it, set it up, show you some emulation with it, show you the front end, play some games. It really is cool. I'm really excited. It's not quite released yet, but you can order it and they will be shipping units soon. With all that said, let's go ahead and check this thing out. Oh boy. Controller. All right, well, and here it is. We've got the Dreamcade Replay. Yep, about 3 feet worth of cable, a short HDMI adapter, about 2 feet long HDMI, and then you have this optional piece. Oh, I see here. This is a plate. I don't know if this is the VESA plate or not, but this plate eventually goes into here, and then you can wall mount it. So, checking out the instruction manual, Dreamcade Replay. This is probably not the official one, I don't know. So getting started, what's included. Start by plugging it in, and then start your controller. Internet connection is required for some of the features of the replay. Operating the replay. The menu of the replay can be navigated using the controller's D-pad. Okay. Music player. The replay includes a music player integrated into the menu system. After adding your music to the music folder on main drive, currently supporting files of this type. To operate the music player, press and hold the music play button, which defaults to pressing the analog stick. While holding it down, press the 1 button to start playing music. That's cool. Online community site is the place to go to share your thoughts with other replays, ask questions, blah, blah, blah. Make it your own, adding games, retro reload search tool, retro reload streaming, transferring your own titles. Settings, and then themes. They have themes built in, and troubleshooting. Okay, we'll check all that out. So here it is, the Dreamcade Replay. We haven't turned it on yet, but there's a big LED strip. There's an LED strip that you can see right there. The hard drive bay. This is the add-on unit, does cost $20, or if you order it soon, you should be able to get that. A small 2.5-inch hard drive. Your kit, you would just hit the unlock buttons, which I already have unlocked, and just pull it up, and it comes off. There's just a little like connection there. Looks like a USB Type-C, but I don't think it is. And so for those of you that don't have the hard drive bay, your unit is actually going to look like this. This is going to come exactly like this, and all the same ports, power buttons, and all that. It's just you don't have the hard drive bay added to it. The USB fob you see there is part of their controller. This is the controller that they are going to be selling with the system. It's a PlayStation 3 style controller, and you have an 8-way D-pad. You have the analog sticks, start, select, home button like an Xbox controller. You got bumpers, you got triggers, and a micro USB charger. I think that's a reset button right there that you can use with some sort of pin. It's slightly textured on the sides here, slightly textured on the side there. Other than that, it's smooth, and it's fine. It's nothing crazy. It's fairly lightweight, very lightweight. And then as far as battery life, I can't tell you about that yet, but I imagine it's got to be at least decent. All right, it's booting up. As you can see, it is a Windows device. It just boots up just like a Windows PC would. But what's so great about it is you don't necessarily need a keyboard and mouse for the majority of the functionality. So as you go in, it'll just take a moment and it'll load right up into their front end system. If you want, you can leave the system at any point and go into Windows and install whatever you want. But within the system here, as you can see, you're going to be able to do all sorts of things. So the first thing I do is I just turn on my controller here, and it paired immediately up because I have a fob in the actual device itself, in the Dreamcade. And I've already added a bunch of ROMs to this system so far. If you missed it, I did a live stream, and that's where I did most of this stuff. But just to get started, it does have sound, as you hear, when you change the controllers. Music, you just hit your right analog stick, and you can see now I have the music player show up. It came and it gone, came and gone. And if I want to start playing music, I could just hit the play, and now I'm playing, or I'm sorry, I gotta hit this, and now I'm playing Come On Eileen, next track. Now I'm playing Joystick. Okay. All right. You can change the themes. If you don't like the look of this, you'll notice that right now I actually have the font on very small, so let's go ahead and make the font a little bigger. Let's go to 75%. And then let's go to themes and let's change it back to the default theme, which a lot of you have seen already. But there's all sorts of themes already installed in here, and you can also do your own theme. You can add a wireless network. I have mine personally plugged into the network right now. Bluetooth, change the player order. So if like I have second player's controller and my friend has first player controller and I want to switch them, rather than switching controllers, we can literally just go into here and switch them that way. You can configure different controllers, you know, arcade sticks, whatever you want. You can change where you want the downloads to go to, so depending on whether you have a micro SD card, a USB hard drive, or a docked hard drive, you can change which directory these files are going to be stored, especially these larger ROM files, which are going to take up a lot of space. Exit to Windows, change the font size, remove certain games, disable games. It does come with pinball games on it. You get 2 pinball games, Octopus and Dia de los Muertos. Media, so you do have Hulu, Netflix, Twitch, and YouTube. One of my favorite ones being Netflix. Really cool because I really bought this device as a media device, something that I can put on my TV, and if I have guests come over, it kind of could do everything, which I'm really excited about, that one thing does it all. And you can control it all from your controller. So Netflix, for example, let's load Netflix. So as you can see, I'm in Netflix, and I can still scroll using my controller, and I can still use my mouse as well. And if I want to get out of here, I can just hit start and select on my controller, and I go back into the Dreamcade Replay software. So that's really cool. Same thing works with YouTube. It just opens up a full screen browser, and you can use YouTube to its fullest extent. With Twitch and Amazon Prime and Hulu, it opens those up in full screen, and you can do all those. In addition to that, you can also do Steam. And when you launch Steam, this just launches in the big picture mode on Steam. And you can go ahead and log in, access your games, download games, talk to people on there. It loads right up. And then again, start select will take you directly out of here as well. There are 3 ways to play games and get games on your Dreamcade Replay. The first one and the easiest one is just stream the games. So you can go over here to stream, and you can go ahead and click in, and what this does is I can just click on a game. I can also use my controller as well. So for example, if I want to play Gang Wars, it's an arcade game, I click in. You want to click the first link on the search, and what it is using archive.org, and it's going to actually stream the game. So the file is never actually stored on my Dreamcade Replay. So this is a great option for those people that don't want to buy additional hard drive space, and they can still play these games without that additional space. Now, space is so cheap these days that, you know, you should be able to afford it. But, and here you go. Now I'm playing the game. Punch, 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 punch. Punch, 2 punch, 3 punches. See, I'm controlling the game. All right, I can start select out and quit the game, and it'll bring me back here, and I can go stream many, 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 many more games. The second way is you go here to add new games. And so you can see here I don't have any Sega games yet, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get a Sega 32X. Let's get a regular Sega game. Let's get Sonic the Hedgehog, right? So we go here to add new games, and we're in the same screen as we were for streaming, but this time we're in the download versions. All right, so you got to do Sonic Sega Genesis. Let's go ahead and search that. And we have Sonic Spinball, Sonic Jam 6, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic Crackers, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Which one do we want? Let's do Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Let's do Sonic the Hedgehog 2, actually. That's a good one. All right, so as you can see, we click it. We get the same ROM file. We click that. It should say downloading in the lower right corner. There you go, downloading files. Should go away very shortly. Done. We go out. And now we have a Sega Genesis folder. Click into that. And we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We click it. And we're playing. The emulator's already installed, pre-installed on here for all your games from Atari 2600 all the way up to Nintendo 64. And there you go. We're now playing. Alright. Alright, you get it though, right? We're playing Sonic. Okay, start select out. And we're done. I did want to show you Nintendo 64 performance really quick. So Nintendo 64, let's go ahead and play
Killer Instinct Gold, a game that really lags on the Raspberry Pi. We'll go ahead and play it with this. And then lastly, I want to show you how you can transfer ROMs. Just if you have your own ROMs, you can, if you already have a Raspberry Pi image already, or you just have a ROMs directory, those same ROMs are going to work flawlessly with this Dreamcade as well. As far as noise, I've been playing with this thing on and off for hours now. It's not hot at all. It's barely even warm to the touch. And it's going great. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. No crashes, nothing. So you can see some tearing. That's part of the emulation. But you're going to see this runs just fine. Come on. I got you. Jumped over that. I don't even know what my buttons are in this game. So that's the other thing that I haven't showed you. There we go. You grabbed her, but you didn't do anything after that, dude. The other thing I want to show you is with controls. You can set your controls like this. Click this, change controls. There's a custom configuration menu here. You just tell it what controls you want, and that'll change those controls for that specific system. So I can have different controls for Nintendo 64, then I have different controls for Nintendo or something like that. And then the last thing I want to show you was we can actually, this is for advanced users, you can actually go into settings and exits to Windows. And you can go ahead and open up a window here. On the right side, I have my F drive, which is a 64 gigabyte Samsung micro SD card. You can see that if I right click this and do properties, I've got 51 gigabytes left. I'm using 8 gigabytes. And then on the right side, I have all my ROMs. And so, for example, if I want, Game Boy Color, okay? So I haven't transferred any Game Boy Color games yet. Let's go ahead and we need to go to our F drive. We go to ROMs. So we need to drop them on. So all we got to do is make sure they're in the right directory. So Game Boy Color, Game Boy Color. Let's just go ahead and drag all of our Game Boy Color games. And I just have a USB hard drive. And that's all you would have to do is put your games on to whatever you have. I happen to have a 64 gigabyte micro SD card here. I can also just have them run directly off this external hard drive that I have plugged in. You can also add that optional hard drive bay. There's many storage options for you. This is probably the go-to way if you want the ultimate setup, which is I would just add a 2 terabyte maybe 3 or 4 terabyte hard drive, have it docked or in the bay, and then you have it hooked up to your computer, and you're done, right? That's it. That's all you got to do. Okay, so these are transferring over, and what we're going to do is once this is done transferring, we'll just reload up Dream Arcade software, and it'll start running as well. As far as frames per second and things like this, this is the mini PC at 2.4 gigahertz. There's been many reviews on it. Yes, it will play Crysis. It'll play a lot of things as well. It's not going to play Citra. It's not going to play Dolphin, unfortunately, but it will play those other emulators, no problem. Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, PlayStation, not going to be an issue whatsoever. I just showed you the third way how to play games. The first way was streaming. Second way was downloading through their downloader. And then the third way is transferring your own games. And as you see now, before we didn't have a Game Boy Color, and now we have a Game Boy Color. And we go in and we have all 500 games that I just transferred over very, very easily. So there you go. It's that easy. So that's it, guys. That's the Dreamcade Replay. I think they really did deliver a good product. I think it still requires a lot more updating. For example, Dreamcast hasn't been installed when I received it. I'd like to see some additional support on some other features. But as far as like coming out to market with it and the features working, the majority of them work really, really well. And so really, I'm liking that a lot. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you are interested, they are going to be selling these again. And I'll be sure to be updating and making more videos about once new support comes out and some new features and things like that. So with that, guys, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.